My 28 meters girlfriend, 26F, didn't use our safe word during roleplay. My girlfriend and I have been together for 2 years, and we're into really rough/BDSM sex. We have always had a safe word, but I am usually pretty good about reading her, so it's rarely used. Yesterday she had expressed interest in taking things to the next level, like rape roleplay. During it, she did say stop and get off of me, but I didn't think anything of it because I thought it was all a part of the act. She ended up freaking out and pushing me off of her. She wouldn't let me touch her after that. But after a while of giving her some space, she told me she felt traumatized because she felt like she was being raped for real and that she wished that I'd stopped, but acknowledged that she could have stopped it with our safe word and didn't. She then went on to say she needed some space away from me. I feel really horrible. Do you guys think we can recover from this? Edit. She has used the safe word before. We did go over our boundaries and expectations, including the safe word before actually doing it. Also, stop isn't our safe word, in case that was confusing. In addition to your safe words, in the future I highly recommend using the stoplight system: green light, yellow light, and red light. Green equals keep doing what you're doing, yellow equals slow down, or switch up what you're doing. May need more clarification in the moment. Red equals immediate stop of whatever you're doing. A simple ask of color and give you a quick insight to where she's at. Like a lot of people have said, and as your GF mentioned, she definitely could have used the safe word, but didn't. As the seemingly more dominant partner, I suggest you add regular and consistent check-ins with her, even if it's the most vanilla sex. As for if you can recover, that's up to you and your GF. A long talk needs to be had about what happened, why, and what you both need to move on from it. Trust needs to build up again, on both sides. Blame isn't hers solely to bear, nor is it yours. This has shown that you maybe can't always read her like you thought, and that she maybe needs to figure out different ways of signaling you. A safe word is good, yes, but in my personal experience, you can also benefit from other means of communication. Hand signals, or certain patterns of taps, anything you both would remember and immediately recognize. I wish you the best with this whole situation. Maybe trigger some bad experience from the past and she just froze and forgot the word. You need to have a long talk. I think a lot of people already gave you a lot of advices. Treat her softly, gave her tease and kiss her front head. I hope you could work around this. Mistakes happen, man, just work with her to fix this bump in your sexual life. The best thing you can do is respect her boundaries right now. Even though it was fantasy, it got to the point that she felt you were actually violating her. You inadvertently triggered her subconscious panic. That kind of fear has a tendency to linger. See PTSD. Her feeling like she needs space is totally valid because she needs to regain her sense of agency. It feels like shit that she's still looking at you with that panic. But if you don't want that to be permanent, you have to reassure her that she's in control by doing what she's asked you to do. I think it's possible, but you guys may need to take a step back from this kind of play. It's very possible to not remember your safe word if you start to feel triggered like this, because freeze is a normal response to a perceived threat. Sounds like this kind of play was new to you, your girlfriend did not react like she thought she would, and you weren't able to read her mood given the new kind of play. But, even if you didn't do anything wrong, that didn't mean she wasn't actually traumatized. There doesn't need to be a villain in order for someone to get hurt. How long ago was this? It'll take some time before you know whether there's hope of recovery. There doesn't need to be a villain in order for someone to get hurt. Thank you for saying this. That's tough. It doesn't sound like you didn't do anything that you hadn't agreed on, but it's an extreme position she was in and perhaps her mind wasn't thinking clearly. Has she ever used the safe word before? It's kind of down to how she processes what just happened. Reddit can't tell you how that will work out. My 33M ex-wife, 33F, who I divorced in 2018, is trying to ruin the first relationship I have attempted since the divorce by lying about how the divorce went down. I have been dating a wonderful woman, 31F, who has been a great match for me overall. We started dating in August of 2020. I got divorced in January of 2018 and took a couple years off dating. Did a year therapy, traveled until COVID hit, and tried to improve myself before getting into another relationship. Full disclosure is I cheated on my ex-wife after 5 years of marriage due to the fact that we never had sex. I got involved in a church around age 24, met my ex-wife. We married within a year. She wanted to save herself for marriage. We did that. But once we got married, she was still never willing to have sex with me. I was a horrible communicator, and instead of ending things I was miserable for 5 years, then cheated on her. She told everyone in the family, and every mutual friend we had, etc. Then I had to tell them the full situation and be embarrassed, have my personal info out there. But yeah, basically I still to this day have never had sex with my ex-wife, once, period. She remarried the same year we got divorced, and I've not tried to contact her or anything since. I thought we were done. We're not FB friends or anything anymore. On to the issue. I did tell my current partner about my past infidelity in its entirety, and she was understanding, empathetic and appreciative of my honesty. However, my ex messaged my GF on FB, not sure how she found her, and told her to watch out for my web of lies, and she gave a very fictional story of what happened. She basically is saying I denied her sex for years, and that she begged me for it weekly and I denied her. It was actually the opposite. She said after 5 years of denying her, I cheated. I own up to my mistakes, but she is peddling a fiction that only shines her in a positive light and me in a negative light. How do I handle my ex in this situation? I have her blocked on everything I know of, and I can't think of how she even got my GF's info. We aren't even shown as in a relationship on FB or anything like that. We have some pictures together, but our accounts are both very private. My GF has my back and believes me, due to the fact that I'm not showing signs of zero sex drive and just the fact that I was honest initially. I'm just wondering how people have dealt with prying exes trying to ruin their lives in the age of computing, where it seems anyone can figure out anything about anyone if they try hard enough. Change your passwords. She might be logging into your email, Facebook, whatever. It might be something easily guessed or a password she has saved on something. I would screenshot the messages and then suggest your GF block her, and you do so as well. If she doesn't do anything else, then letting it lie will be the easiest, least messy way to deal with it. If she manages to contact anyone you know after that and spread more lies, then I'd take all screenshots to an attorney and ask them about sending her a cease and desist letter. It's often a relatively low, one-time fee. That way you aren't engaging with her yourself, and getting something official from an attorney puts the fear of the courts in a lot of people. I guess is her new husband doesn't know she's done this, and she probably wouldn't want to risk him finding out. Someone in your friendship circle, or your current GF's circling, is giving your ex info. Don't handle her, ignore her. You were upfront with your GF, so it shouldn't be an issue. Not sure if this is even a thing anymore, but couldn't you have filed for annulment if you never consummated the marriage? You actually can file an annulment in that case, but annulments are a lot more expensive and harder to achieve. The burden of proof is very high. If you and your current girlfriend have had an honest discussion and she is on your side as is, all you really can or should do currently is leave it alone. Have her block your ex-wife, and if your ex makes continued efforts to reach out and defame you, you can report her for harassment. If she keeps up with the harassment BS, I'd have her served a no-contact order somewhere highly embarrassing, such as church or work. I'm also the kind that would deliver her new husband a gift basket of good porn, but I might be a little too liberal to deal with forever virgin ex-wives. I, 24 meters, accidentally sent my coworker, 28F, a nude and she shared it at work. Basically, a few days ago I was texting a coworker about something we were working together on for work. I was also sexting with my girlfriend at the same time. I ended up getting the two confused and sent a nude to my coworker. As soon as I realized what I did, I apologized and told her it wasn't meant for her. She told me it was fine, and not to worry about it and mistakes happen. She told me she would delete it, and me trusting her word, I thought that was it. Today another coworker told me she shared the photo with quite a few people at work. When I confronted her about it and she denied it. We have an HR department, but I'm afraid to talk to them about it because I'm afraid the photo could be seen as sexual harassment and I may lose my job. What should I do? Honestly man, I think you are getting some bad advice here. It is far more common for men to accidentally send women nudes. It is a very well-known form of sexual harassment. Your coworker is actually quite reasonable to believe that it wasn't an accident. Honestly, I don't even really believe you. I've never sent an accidental pic in my life. Like ever. Top comment saying you can prove it was accidental. Like WTF does that mean? Don't take work advice from a bunch of teenage boys, aka Reddit. You fucked up. You can go to HR but don't accept the same reaction you got here. Edit. When I posted this, the top comments were about how he should go to HR and he could be protected by revenge porn laws. I doubt it, and that he could somehow prove it was an accident. A CCI dentally, rolling eyes face. / bye job. Bro, how bad is your girlfriend at sexting that you had no issue carrying on a normal chat with a coworker at the same time? Lmao. This is why this excuse is so unbelievable for me. Op sent the dick pic in hopes that she would be like, wow, I love your penis. This thread is amazing. The advice is so bad in here it's actually going to get someone fired. Hop, please post an update after you go to HR to tell them you sent a coworker an unsolicited dick pic with the oldest excuse in the book. Edit. Since the tides have changed a bit and this somehow ended up top comment, I just wanted to add that when I replied to this, all the top comments, one still with 1.5k plus upvotes, were telling this guy to go to HR because he had proof it was an accident and that his coworker violated revenge porn laws. Both statements untrue and both statements terrible advice. Right? What company do all these Redditors work for? You fucked up. Be grateful you haven't lost your job already. HR will not see it as an honest mistake.